All right. So I wanted to make this quick video telling you why I probably think that you shouldn't go ahead and start a low ticket school community or a $50 a month Discord, and instead, what you should do. So basically, this whole trend started really, of course, there were communities in the past as well, but it really blew up when Alex Hermosi actually made his biggest investment into school.com, and everybody started these school communities, $50 a month, $97 a month, and they thought that this is the vehicle that will going to make them rich. Now I personally think that this is not the right strategy for most of the creators and for most of the coaches out there, and there is a very big reason for that. So the first reason is that let's say your goal is to make $10,000 a month. Let's say that's the goal that you want to hit, and your vehicle that you're choosing is to sell some sort of info, some sort of coaching course, that kind of thing, in order to actually make that money. Now, if you want to make $10,000 a month and you are selling a $97 a month community, which by the way is on the high end for a community like that. Most of the people sell it for $20, $47, $77, $97 is on the high end. Now, if you want to make $97, $10,000 a month with the low ticket community, it will probably take you about 100 clients, more than that, to basically hit that number. Whereas if you are selling, let's say, a $2,500 coaching or mentorship or course, that will only require you 4 clients to hit the same 10K per month. Now, of course, the natural argument is that it is much easier, and people, by the way, say this, that it is much easier to, get a $97 a month client rather than making someone pay you $2,500 a month or $3,000 a month, right? Which, by the way, is not even that high ticket. I know people that easily sell their courses, sell their mentorships, coaching programs for 5K, 6K, 7K, right? And so $2,500 is actually on the low end. Now, I would argue that that's not the case, and it is actually much easier for you to get 4 clients who pay you $2,500 or 2 clients that pay you $5,000 rather than basically getting 100 clients at $97 a month. And another argument that it will be brought up is that it's recurring revenue if you are basically making some sort of community. But the thing is that if you go and actually look at these guys who are selling these communities, they have churn that is so high. Like, most of the people who buy into their communities end up leaving after 2 or 3 months, because of course it is much harder for them to keep providing something new, keep providing something low. And you think it will be scalable because of course you don't have to give in one-on-one time to most of these people, but in reality it is not that scalable, because of course you have to bring something new every single month, you have to do something every single week. Otherwise basically they will just churn and leave your community. Now, why do I say that high ticket is the easier route to go? So basically, people who pay you higher, so let's say someone who is paying you $3,000, $5,000 a month, first of all, he will be much more committed. And basically, that is one of the biggest thing in the success of any coaching mentorship program. Of course, your mentorship should be good, your advice should be good, and the business model that you're actually promoting should be good. But if on the other side of that there is a person who doesn't take action, who doesn't follow your advice, who doesn't do anything that you tell them to do, chances are that no matter how good your course is, no matter how good your advice is, it won't end up working. And that's the exact reason that most of the people who sell $47, $97 a month community, they might have the same information inside their communities, but the people who are being attracted are low level people, and basically they won't take action. They are not that committed. They've only invested $47. They don't have to risk it all. And because of that, they take it for granted. They don't take action. And that is the reason why you won't have the best case studies, you won't have the best client testimonials for a low ticket community, for a school community or a Discord community that is selling for $20, $47 community, a month. Whereas you'll find a lot of happy clients, a lot of clients that will happily even record themselves and give out you testimonials for a high ticket. And the reason for that, once again, is that not only they are better, but because they are paying you much more, you also feel much more committed to them. And because you feel much more committed to them, their success is closely linked to basically your success. And because of that, you end up providing them more one-on-one time. And that is actually what most of the people buy mentorships for. You might think that basically people buy for the course or the information. And yes, basically that is the starting point. That is what basically maybe attracts a lot of people. But what helps most of the people, and this is something that is common in all successful 6-figure 7-figure info programs, is that most people just want validation. They just want your thumbs up. They just want to hit you up with a text and you can reply with a yes, and that's all for them. They just want to know that what they're doing is the right thing and they're on the right track. Most of the people, they don't trust themselves right now as much as they trust you, because they see you as the expert. That's what you established through your content or maybe your ads and stuff. And so now what they will stay for and what they will find the most value in is that as soon as they have a question, they can text you and they get their answer. As soon as they have a doubt, they basically get a thumbs up from you that they are doing the right thing and they are at peace of mind. And so that's what most people stay for. And you cannot really provide that if someone is paying you 20, 40, $50 a month. That's something that more one-on-one connection can only be provided if someone is actually paying you high ticket. And so the process of finding high ticket client may be more difficult. You maybe need more systems, you maybe need a little better infrastructure, but I still am 100% confident that it is much more easier to get 4 clients paying you $2,500 or 2 clients paying you $5,000 a month rather than basically 100 people paying you $97 a month. And how you do that, of course, there are a lot of things that goes into this. I will be making videos on them as well. But for this one, I just wanted to tell you that low trade communities have their place, but it is only in 2 cases. The first case is that you have a very high, very big audience. So for example, you have, I don't know, 100K, 500K, maybe a million followers. That is when you can actually make a very substantial amount of money with low ticket communities. 40, $50. I know of people who are making very good money with low ticket community, but they are only doing so because they have very large audiences, a very large actually uh, following on either Instagram or YouTube. And secondly, you know it is when you already have a high ticket and now your audience is growing, and now you might add a downsell for people who cannot qualify for the high ticket. That is the second situation in which it actually makes sense to sell some sort of low ticket. And I would basically, that can be $97 a month. That can be a mid ticket offer, some sort of downsell for people who don't actually qualify for your high ticket, who cannot pay you $5,000, or basically they just don't have that investment. They don't fit your basically the criteria that you have for your high ticket offer. Then you can have a low ticket for those people so that you don't miss out on that additional revenue, right? That's the only place where, that's the second place where it actually makes sense. Now, the third thing is that I wanted to end this video with is that if you want to make any good amount, any significant amount in info, the another thing that is important, that is actually going to help you actually sell high ticket. This is going to make you, selling high ticket is going to, it's going to make it much more easier. And that's if you have a niche audience. If you are just, everything guy, or basically your entire following is very generic, very for everybody basically, and you don't have a specific thing that you talk about, you don't have a specific ICP, ideal client portfolio in mind, you're not making your content targeted towards one specific ideal client, and your content is not talking about one specific topic, it's all over the place, then basically high ticket won't work for you. And along with it, because high ticket won't work for you, it is very difficult to actually make any significant amount of money. You might make a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand to $4,000 or $5,000 a month, but you won't actually be going to six figure level or basically building 40-50K a month, or even I would say hitting them numbers like 25-30K a month, if you don't have audience that is super niche. You have one ICB in mind and you're making content around one specific topic around, for example, if you are in the best niche, the best niches are of course the biz op niches. You're making all your content about one specific business model rather than general finance, rather than general how to get rich, right? Those type of things, you might go towards low ticket and you might make a couple $100,000, couple hundred or $1,000, but you won't make any good amount of money with with basically info if you don't have a super niche audience. So I wanted to record this quick video very quickly, and that is that instead of selling school communities, instead of selling $20 $40 a month Discord communities, go with high ticket and make sure that your audience and your entire following is around one ICP, around one specific topic, around one specific business model, and that's the best route to go. Really quick, if you are a creator or coach who already have some sort of audience, who has a decent audience, by decent I mean you are getting numbers like 700 to 1K views on basically YT, you have 15-20K followers on IG, and you're actually looking to build your info program or your coaching offer, or you already have one and you're looking to actually scale to make significant amount of money, I have opened a few spots in my calendar. It's a free consulting call. I won't pitch you on a 5-6K consulting coaching offer. We are going to discuss your business, the bottlenecks, how you can actually start making significant amount of money. And so if you're interested in something like that, you can check it out. And if you don't fit that description, if you are not someone who already have some sort of audience around one specific topic, then you can just follow me on IG and drop a DM and ask any questions that you have. I will try to answer as many as possible.